witches, welcome back to Gothic Magic. This is going to be Witchcraft 102. So we did 101 for my little babies, my beginners. And after you've done those things in that first video, you're really ready to start moving on to these things. It doesn't matter if it's been, a year or whatever, however, long, you're ready to start stepping up your game a little bit after you're comfortable doing everything that I mentioned in the first video. Especially protection workings. If you feel that you've got a good, strong aura, you feel that you are emotionally stable, you're able to focus, you're able to meditate, then you, my dear witch, are ready to move on to the second level of stuff that you can do. Okay? So first, what you can do, make sure, get my notes, because if I don't have them, I will be a rambling person. Let's see, okay. So you're moving towards intermediate magic. Like I said, you're getting ready to step it up. So you're gonna need to make sure you have some tools. Now, I didn't get out all of my tools, but I got out a good bit. You need to make sure you stock up on some candles. I just took out this one because it's pretty freaking cool. White candles are always great. Black candles, I always have white, black, and green all the time. Some green ones. Just whatever speaks to you and whatever spells you're working on, because now you're not just using white for protection, and doing simple things. You're ready to step it up. So you can step it up to whatever you feel that you are ready to step it up to. So the next thing that I got to show you, let me move this, is just some kind of bowl to keep water in. I had this one out because I did a spell on it the other day. After I showed you guys something, I went in and used it for a spell and just dumped it outside and washed it out. But these are great. It doesn't have to be glass, but clear glass is beautiful. Next, cauldron. And I'll do like a video on each of these of different ways that you can use these tools, but I just wanted to show you the ones that you need to go ahead and get. Let's see, this one has the little handle on it. You definitely want to be able to carry this around, whether you're carrying it around a circle, because you may need to walk around the circle one time with incense. Certain circles you need to do that, and you may not be using a stick incense like this. You may be using an incense that you had to make, or that you got to make, because it's fun. So when you're using the cauldron to do incense, I tried the trick last time that I saw with the foil, and it did not go that great. So this is white sand. You can get black sand. Some people use salt. You can do that, but fill it up with some sand. Let me turn this light on. It's a little dark in here. Okay, so you've got your sand. Build up about that far. It's about 1/2 inch. I'm not going to set anything on fire because I don't want my smoke alarm going off, and my daughter's going to be going to bed in about an hour, and I don't want her saying, "Mommy, why does it smell funny in my room?" Because the vents are connected, and she gets a whiff. These charcoal, these are Starlight charcoal briquettes. I have them on my link, my affiliate links. This is a huge amount of these for a very small amount. I found that for you guys and put that on there. But a box of these, they come in like a roll of 10. That should last you for a really long time. You might also want to invest in some of these to hold the charcoal with. Okay. You can also use these. I've used these before too. You can use these. Or even kitchen tongs. I've used kitchen tongs. So whatever you want to do is fine. But you're going to get your charcoal disc really hot until it turns white. You start seeing some white, and then you'll lay it back down in the middle. Push it down a little bit. And then you'll take a little bit more sand and just fill the top little space, because there's like an indentation in there. And then you're ready to start putting whatever herbs you have, sprinkling them on top. So that's what you can do for the cauldron. That's what it's most used for. You can also use it to burn things. I've burnt photographs in here, herbs, incense, pieces of paper, bay leaves. If you can imagine it, I have probably burnt it in here. But they last forever if you take good care of them. And if you're going to get them wet, which you can use these for water spills too. But you want to make sure afterwards that you dry it really well, because you don't want it to rust. And you also want to season it when you get one. Just look up a YouTube video how to season a cauldron. It takes a while, but it's worth it. And it will you'll get longevity from it. This one is from Magick Planet. If you go, I have an affiliate link at the very bottom. If you go to Magick Planet and click the link, and then look at cauldrons, and they have several that are really cute. And you get 20% off if you use my link. And then I get points, I think. That's how they do that. But love this one. Got this one a while ago. And I have a bigger one, but I like this one because it's just, it fits on the altar and it's easy to carry. So tongue, incense. You can use the back of an incense stick, but these little pins, I found these at Dollar Tree, but they also sell them at Walmart really cheap. It's so easy to inscribe something when you've got metal. It makes it so easy to inscribe candles. So definitely invest in some of these. I have a grinder, a little spice grinder. My mortar and pestle is downstairs. I just realized that, but you do need one of those too. These are good. They're just like this on the inside. Both sides the same. But they've got these little pin things in there, and then you put what you want to grind in there, and then just go and twist. And a lot of times, if you want to bring something and you're going to go clockwise, and then to do anything else, you're going to go counterclockwise. So still the directions matter. Some people say they don't, but I believe in stacking magic, and that's another way to stack. Wands, you can do a crystal wand. I love the selenite wand. I don't use it really for a wand unless I'm doing like healing work though. This is my wand. I have another one, but this is my new one that I use. And this is made of yew. Hecate's most sacred wood. And it's poisonous. Well, the tree is poisonous. I don't know if the wand is poisonous, but I'm not eating it, so. And then the athame, which by now you've probably gotten an athame or a wand by now. By now you've certainly got one of these. Possibly even a little cauldron, or even some kind of dish that's fire safe. Glass is not the best fire safe dish all the time, because sometimes if it gets too hot it will crack. I have lost several. You need a candle snuffer. Make sure you get a little candle snuffer. You need to have some incense. It's always good to have these, especially if you're to put in your corner to represent air, to use on your altar, to use in your corner, to use when you're casting a circle, to use in the corner for air. You would use an incense. You could use homemade incense in here, or you could use this kind. If you use this kind, please get a holder specially designed for stick incense, or you can stick them in a candle like this. I've done that before, but if you're going to use it just for the purpose of being on your altar or for a circle, use this kind. These are really cheap, and I think I put this one in my links too. I love this one. So cute, but not gonna light anything right now, even though I kind of want to. Respect the baby. Okay, you need to get a chalice if you don't already have one, and this is an expensive chalice. This one was like $40 from Magic Planet, but I love it. It's got 3 cats, which is related to so much. It's got green on it, which is my birthstone. So this cat chalice just really spoke to me, and it's so Celtic looking, and I have a lot of Celtic roots, and I had to have this chalice. So I spent a lot of money on it, but this is just for leavings, for offerings for Hecate, anything I want to leave for her. And this little part does come out. Right now it has red wine that may or may not contain a drop of my blood. But definitely want to get a chalice for offerings. And there's a lot of other stuff you can use a chalice for, especially in ritual. But if you're going to be if you're going to start working with a deity, you definitely want to get a chalice. And they have these at the Dollar Tree. You could use a glass in the shape of a chalice, and it would be fine. You could use a plastic chalice if you want to. You want to invest in some tarot cards. I like these mini decks. This is just the typical Rider-Waite deck. Basic tarot cards. I left my pendulum downstairs, but that's okay. I will do another video separately on divination. But also I got these cat tarot cards. I know I've shown these to you guys before, but they're so cute. But anyway, get yourself some tarot cards, some oils, herbs, whatever you're into. Start growing your collection. These oils are just still out from the other day because I'm going to use some. I'm not going to put them up just yet. And then you definitely need to have a Book of Shadows by now. Those are the things I would suggest that you get. Okay. Now, I suggested a whole slew of other things in my other video for your first stuff. Don't change that. Like, you need to keep doing those things, like the Palo Santo, the blue sage, or the green sage, or whatever color sage you can find besides white. You need little notebooks. I think this one is my tree. Yeah, this is my tree notebook. So simple. I have so many of these. I go to the Dollar Tree and I just pick up any that I see that I like, and I end up using them. I have one for birds. I have one for trees. I have one for the beach. I have one for gratitude. I have a dark moon journal. I have a full moon journal. Just got lots of journals, but I like to, it's so easy to stay organized, and also to just be able to write down what I'm thinking, because that's so important. So those are your tools, okay? Those are your tools. Now, your most powerful tool and your most important tool is you, yourself. Turn these little cat tarot cards around so you guys can see. You are your best tool, strongest tool, and you are your best teacher. It is good to have people that are supportive and someone you can talk to and bounce ideas off of. Even a mentor is good, but still you're your best teacher, which means that through trial and error, you're going to find out what works best for you. Some things that work for you, that work for other people, may not work for you, and vice versa. So you want to make sure that you are using that trial and error, because that's the easiest way to figure out what works and what doesn't, right? That's what I mean by you're your best teacher. So you're going to continue to do all the things that I said in the first video. You don't stop those. You continue with those. Okay, you keep going. You're going to continue to write your spells in your Book of Shadows. Keep journaling your successes and journaling anything else that you want, so that you'll know what type of magic works best for you. And you'll probably find there'll be multiple types, but you're going to find one type that's your favorite. You're going to end up finding one that you really love. And that's great, because it makes it so easy for you to do, because it's one that you love and you're great at it. So that's what you're working towards. That's what you're looking for right now. So you're going to keep reading. And there are some books that I'm going to recommend. Moon Spells. Moon Spells is a really good one. And I'll put affiliate links for all of them. I think I already have affiliate links for most of them, but the reason I'm doing it that way is because I found you the cheapest price and the cheapest shipping and all that. So Moon Spells, Buckland's Book of Spirit. We've already got the Buckland's Complete Guide to Witchcraft. Okay, but then now you're going to get the Buckland's Book of Spirit. It's red. It looks very similar to that, but it's red. And then also you want to get a book called Protection and Reversal Magic. And then the Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells. Those are the best ones, I think, for intermediate magic. And I know I talked about Moon Spells the first time. It's because it's kind of both. You know, every spell book that you pick up is going to have basic spells and then leading up to, you know, ritual stuff. So it's totally fine. So next, you're going to want to increase your time spent on your craft. So you're going to want to try to do, well, not try, but you're going to want to start to incorporate a witch's power hour throughout your day. Okay, it's going to include more intense meditation, longer meditations, astral travel. If you're unable to astral travel yet, then you're going to be spending a lot of your focus on that. And there are so many wonderful videos. Sacred Seed is a YouTube channel. She is hilarious, but she has so many really, like, easily explained and is easy to watch, and it's fun and it's not boring. It's not the same thing you're going to read about astral travel that you read on every other YouTube video. So try out Sacred Seed. She's got 3 or 4 on it, and try to get better at astral travel. I'm working on it right now. I'm working on trying to put myself in places, specific places during travel. Okay, keep working on your divination. You can use the pendulum. You can use the spirit board if you're comfortable. You can use tarot. You can use scrying with water, or with a black mirror, or with the black obsidian crystal ball. Whatever you want to do to help you make that divination tea that I told you about in the tea video first. It will help. It will also help. There's also a tea that will help you to astral travel. It's very similar to the divination tea. You could probably drink it for the meditation, astral travel, and divination. And also teas are part of your power hour anyway. So you want to incorporate a witchy tea into that. A bath could be part of it. You don't want to make the bath the whole power hour every day. That's cheating. But it's going to be a magical bath with an intention. And your tea will have an intention. Another good thing to do during that power hour is to get out in nature, okay? And you'll find that the 1 hour turns to multiple hours quickly. And that's okay. You know, if you spend 1 hour one day and 2 hours the next day and 5 hours on a Sunday because when you go on a nature hike, that's fine. That's fine, but just minimum an hour a day. If you run out of stuff to do during that time, just look it up. There's lots of blogs and videos about witchy power hours, but you know, spell work can go into that too. You can include your spell work in that power hour, and reading is also a really important part of it. So if you read for an hour, that's it. You're done for the day. Now, if you want to take it a step further and then go do something and apply what you read, that's even better. So don't forget that. That needs to become a big part of your practice. Next, if you plan to work with deity, say you want to start working with a deity, okay, this is a good time to start that path, okay? And I'll talk a little bit about that path. For some deities, it's different than others. Some deities are more open to working with everybody. Some are not as selective as others, let me put it that way, but some are selective. So you want to read up on your deity. Definitely want to read up on them, because how else do you know if you want to work with them just because, you know, somebody your friend does, or just because, you know, your favorite YouTuber does, or you think that this deity is going to give you the most magic, or, you know, you need to choose it based on what qualities you need to work on with that deity. So, for example, since I am a mother and I've always felt drawn to Hecate my whole life anyway, that's one of the things that I'm working on her right now, is how to be the best mother possible to my child, and other things I'm working on with her, such as the loss of a family member that has been a while ago, but I'm still working with her about that, because she is, you know, goddess of the underworld as well, so it is helping a lot. But I do a lot of work with her that goes deep down to my core, So you want to choose your deities carefully. Now, some deities are not going to just say, okay, cool, yeah, we'll be BFFs, you know, we'll work together. Sometimes you're going to have to put your work in first to see if they'll even have you, and Hecate is one of those. Some people will tell you that you can just pick up and start working with her, but if you want to do it the right way, the way that she prefers, and that will give you an honest answer if she is willing to work with you, because she will work with, I think she loves all of us, but I think she chooses to work with those that need her the most at that time. So maybe she won't work with you this year, but maybe in 5 years, you guys are doing every single thing together. So if you get a no from her, that doesn't mean it's a permanent no. It just might not be the right time, and that's from any deity. But the way to start with Hecate is to first do something to try to summon her. Not a huge ritual, you know, just something small to summon her. You may look at her image, recite the Orphic hymn, you know, just read about her first, please. Don't just say, oh, she's the goddess of witchcraft, she must be the best one to work with. That's a stupid reason to pick a goddess, because they're all powerful. Whether they're a titan or not, it's not about that. It's about your journey with the deity. So with Hecate, you want to ask for her to show you, ask her if she's willing to work with you, and if she is, If she is, within 3 days, she will show you 3 or more symbols. They may come in visions. They may be something here in the physical world that you see. It may be something where you just look up at the TV for a second and it's there and you hadn't even been thinking about the TV. You're reading a book, but you glanced up and there it is. Things may happen in your dreams, during astral travel. Things may pop up in a book, or someone may bring it up in a conversation. Pretty much any way that you can imagine that information can pop up, it could pop up that way for her. So her omens are black dogs, dogs in general, but especially black dogs, snakes, crossroads, keys, owls. The screech owl is Lilith, but and Hecate may manifest as a screech owl if she wants to, because she can. But if you see an owl or hear an owl, dogs start going crazy barking at night. You run into, dogs in strange places where there shouldn't be dogs. Dogs are coming up to you, following you. Wolves also. Keys out of place, things to do with keys. Toads, horses, deer, any animal that's in somewhere where it's not supposed to be, or every time you turn on the TV, it's that, commercial with the owl advertising the glasses. And every time you look up, it's the owl. That could be a sign of Hecate. So that is not the complete list. You can look up the complete list of all of her correspondences. If you're interested in working with her, you need to do that anyway. So that will show you what will come, what will manifest before your very eyes, to know that she is accepting of you and she is willing to work with you. And it is work. Do not pick Hecate because you think that she's going to give you all of the magic and all the secrets in the universe, because she is not. She is going to help you get your butt on your right path, and sometimes it can be a swift kick in the ass. So just know, if you're going to work with her, it's wonderful, but it's a lot of work that goes into it. And she knows what you're thinking and sees everything. So you can't, you got to put in the work with her. And you should do that with any deity, because it's about respect that deity and, devoting your time, leaving offerings, all the stuff that we do for them. Because they do for us. I mean, it's reciprocity, it's respect. Anyway, I could talk about that for days, but I'm going to move on to the next thing. If you have any questions about deities, how to work with deities, or Hecate herself, feel free to DM me on Twitter, and I will get those questions answered. Next, I want you to read the ancient stories, and I talked about this in my video 13 Ways to Honor Hecate, when I kept saying Persephone's name wrong like an idiot, because I was getting tongue-tied, because I was trying to shoot the video one-handed. But in that video, I did tell you to go back and read the ancient stories about Circe and Medea. That will show you exactly how strong witches can be. Okay, witches can be gods, and if you don't like what I said, I'm sorry, but witches can be gods. I mean, not God of everybody, but God of yourself, God of your life. I mean, if you get strong enough, when you get strong enough, there is not much that's out of your control. Okay, if you put in the work. All right. And then I added again that you're your most powerful tool, and never forget that, okay? So you're going to work on enhancing and strengthening those moon rituals. No matter what phase, say you want to do a dark moon ritual, do your journaling, maybe even look up some spells that go with it. Instead of just journaling on the dark moon, there are lots of spells that you can do. So amp it up, add a spell to it. Instead of just making moon water on the full moon and charging your tools, try drawing down the moon. If it fails, it fails. That's okay. Not everybody is successful the first time, especially if you're solitary. Very few people are successful the first time, but try to draw down that moon, and you can find the invocation anywhere online. Just type in draw down the moon. It's on there. There's the charge of the goddess, which is what the moon says, but you just need to memorize the first part, because you want the moon, you want the goddess to speak through you. You don't want to read that charge of the goddess part, because that's just the extra part that you can say if nothing comes through, but you want something to come through. So try to do that, see how that goes, and journal about it. What'd you do? How did it turn out? How can you make it more powerful for next time? Because eventually it's going to work, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm possessed by the moon. Let's see. You can also come up with your own full moon rituals. I found a link today when I was looking up different full moon rituals. This got me interested, and I found a link that will actually help you write your own. And I'm going to be using that link for myself, so I thought I would include it for you guys with this video. It'll be in the description at the top. So this is also the time period in a witch's life where witches usually will begin shadow work, okay? I made the video on shadow work, also made a video about healing a broken heart, because a lot of times, especially the first time you do shadow work, you may end up with a bit of a broken heart or some boo-boos on your heart at the very least. So watch that video before you even do your shadow work, so you're prepared for, you know, what can come after. And you'll feel so much better once you get it out. Fill yourself up with positivity, and then you just feel closer to your authentic self, which is your goal here. Through shadow work, that's your goal, is to find your authentic self and be able to face that authentic self in the mirror. And it sounds a lot harder than it truly is, but you'll find that you'll figure that out for yourself when you start doing shadow work. Practice making sigils with just, you know, words. I'm not gonna go over how to make sigils, because I'm sure you guys know. You can it's really simple to do. There's plenty of Magical Crafting has a really good video on making sigils that you can watch, and she's very, very artsy, so we'll let her do that, because I'm not as artsy. You might want to think about coming up with a magical name now. If you don't already have one, start thinking of your magical name. It's hard. it's really hard to come up with one. You can do guided meditations. There's lots of them on YouTube that will help you find that magical name. If you can't, if you don't hear it during, you know, astral travel, or it doesn't come to you in a dream or any of that, you could even ask divination, ask the pendulum to spell out your magical name. And if you don't like it, you don't have to keep it. Tell it, no, I want a different one. Or make it up yourself. And then with that magical name, make it into a sigil. And that's your sigil that represents you. And then that's so powerful. Put that in your book of shadows. And make a whole page on, just call it me or magical me. And then put your magical name, maybe, you know, a little bit more information, whatever you want to write. And then at the bottom, put that sigil. And keep that sigil. Let's see. This is also a good time to find others to start to practice with. Okay, such as a coven, or at least 3 other people. Magic is sometimes stronger in numbers, but one reason I put that in there is because it can get lonely, especially when you're just starting out, and it can be discouraging sometimes, okay? So, I do have a couple more openings for the little coven that I'm putting together. If you're interested, please DM me on Twitter if you can't get to me. It's Gothic_Magick, and you'll find me. You'll find me. And I would love to have you. We still have a few spots left. Alright, now you also are going to want to begin ancestor work. Okay, you can have a separate altar, or you can have a box of things that relate to your family that you can just take out, set it up, work with it, and then put it back. If you have to do like an ancestor travel altar, it's hard to do an altar for every single thing. It's just difficult. It's difficult. So you're going to eventually have to do some kind of travel altar, whether it's, you know, ancestor altar or money altar, some kind of altar. You're going to eventually have to do a travel one. And you just get the tools, wrap them neatly, put them in a box, put them up, take them out, and repeat. So doing this ancestor work, okay, it might also be time for you to start doing some cemetery work. Okay, if you do, be safe. I'll put a link on how to stay safe in the cemetery. I put it on another video. Please, seriously, guys, be careful, be safe. Cover your head, especially if your vibrations are low. If your vibrations are low, stay out of the damn cemetery, okay? But always cover your head. Always cover your head. All right? Also, develop a full moon gratitude journal. Okay, you've got your dark moon little journal where you kind of put your monthly intentions, what you want in there. Well, a full moon one, you can put in there what manifested. What are you thankful for? Okay, that's a good idea. It's always good to show the universe gratitude. It's not just good, it's necessary to show the universe gratitude for everything you have, instead of just selfish, you know, wanting more. Because we have so much, just as Americans and people that have access to YouTube, we have more than a lot of the world. So be thankful for that. If you want to, you don't have to do a separate journal for the full moon. You could do both. You could just do a moon journal. Whatever you want to do is fine, but put that stuff down. Gratitude, definitely important. Let's see. We already talked about keeping track of your monthly intentions on the dark moon, so we won't do that again. And I'm going to close with this. Welcome, dear witch, to the next level of your craft. Okay? I'm so glad that you are moving up. If you have questions about deities or any of this stuff, any tools, please feel free to contact me on Twitter. Go out. It doesn't want to go out. I don't want to get it dirty. I'll have to blow it out. I hate blowing out candles. But anyway, if you have any questions, and don't forget that I said it would be good to get a mortar and pestle. Mine is just downstairs, so I use this in its place. But mortar and pestle, definitely important to make incense, if nothing else. But that's all I have, guys. So check out the books. Reading is so crucial, so crucial, so crucial. I even have these. These are what I leave for Hecate. When I leave her red wine at dip none. But you could even use these as chalices. Like here's a whole stack of them from the Dollar Tree, and they have glass ones at the Dollar Tree. So don't try to go broke trying to get all these tools. You know, they'll come to you. Just definitely start adding. Start adding. Not just so you feel more witchy, but so you feel more advanced. Because this stuff can help you. It can help you feel, oh, cool, I've got, you know, some I made my own oil today. You know, I took a bottle, I took some herbs, I made my own oil. I'm feeling powerful, you know. And you may want to go ahead and get some bottles. These came from Hobby Lobby, but you can find them lots of places. But that's all I have, guys. If you have any questions, I think I covered everything for intermediates. The tree hugging thing that I posted is also sort of intermediate magic. So that would be one that if you've already started it, awesome. If you haven't started it, start that now. But that's all I have, guys. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow about the magical uses of one of my favorite flowers, the dandelion. My yard is covered with them. I could not get out there today to pick some for Hecate and do a video on them. So I'm going to do that tomorrow because when I went out after sunset, of course, they're all closed. So even though I have a million of them, can't do that right now. I also want to show you guys some cool tricks with the seed pods. But that's all I have, guys, and blessed be. Thank you for coming to Gothic Magic. Bye.